afternoon, good evening, good morning, RC fans, race fans, sim fans. Racing 393 here again for another video. And today we're back on the electric scene and with the RS200 TT01 chassis. So if you remember rightly, we changed the gearing, didn't we? Went out with some different gearing. Same battery, same everything else. We changed the gearing and we got to, was it 45? You'd have to watch the video. We got to a top speed of 45 and I thought, well, got a few changes to make. There's a video that I did previously which had a little bit of a workshop feel. And if you remember, if you watch that video, I installed a ball diff in the rear of the car. It's not, I'll be honest, it probably won't make a lot of difference for speed runs, but it will certainly help with the handling department. But with speed runs, it isn't about the handling because it's just straight line. So it's more of an option, and I decided to try it. So that's one of the things that we're going to see if it makes any difference at all. Maybe, you know, the idea with these, even these speed runs that I do, you've got to be looking at the most efficient way of the car moving along the ground, so as least amount of friction as possible. I suppose if you tried it on standard, you know, plastic bushings rather than bull race bearings, it will be slower. There's too much friction. So there's various different things we can do to the car, upgrades, things we can make the car lighter and easier to move. That's the goal, you know, without the obvious thing of putting in faster motors, more faster batteries, more batteries, that kind of thing. So we're still on the nickel metal hydrate, and we haven't changed over to LiPo, so we've still got, it's on charge at the moment, so we've got the 4,300 milliamp hour battery. So a couple of things we changed. So we're going to try it with a new gearing, which I'll go through in a second. Well, we can have a look at that now. So I'm going to try and do this one-handed. It's always difficult. So that's the body shell off. I've just got some tape to hold the sides in. Oops! Right, so we've got a 26 tooth pinion and the high speed 58 tooth spur gear, and that gives us a ratio of 2.23 to 1. So that should increase the speed of the car. The last time we did a spur gear change, it increased the speed minimal. Couple of miles, was it a mile an hour? Was it 43? It went to 45 or something. So the gearing did make a difference. I have got to alter the dual rate. I haven't done that yet. So that'll be something that I've got to do. And I've got to double check the motor wire, because I think last time it had a bit of a situation, hitting a bump, and I missed it. I wasn't filming at the time, which is typical. It did have a bit of a calamity, and the motor wire sort of came off, but I've got to just check that's back where it should be. So as it stands, not a lot different on the chassis front, as you can see, so we should get some more top speed there. I have also lowered the body an extra sort of hole down. It's not going to make any difference to the performance, but you know, any sort of lower center of gravity is for handling, isn't it? So you know, I'll be honest with you, so the ball diff and the lower body shell isn't going to make any difference on the top speed, if I'm honest. But what I have got, I've got to charge it. I've got a different battery. So the one in it, just to reiterate, is a 4,300 milliamp hour. And this one, 5,000 milliamp hour. So I'm not aware of anything higher than this. I don't even know if this is going to be suitable. The more amps you put through, the more chance of things going pop. So this one's going to be also charged. So I'll do a couple of runs. I'll say a couple of runs. I will do as many runs as I can with the 4,300 milliamp hour battery to see what the speed is. I'll then put, all I'm going to then change is the battery, and then we'll see if the speed increases without blowing anything up or burning anything out. So you know, it is one of those things. Lastly, the only other thing I can do once all this is done is I can skim the commutator of the motor that's in there. And I know I mentioned about advancing the ignition on it. I still haven't done that. It's still standard. So the next bit would be the motor. And I've got another spur gear which we can go down to, so we can increase it that way. But we're getting to the sort of limits of normality here, really. I mean, without going silly, but with the standard battery, the NIMH, or, you know, brushed motors, we're kind of getting towards the limits of something like this. The only next stage up will be brushless and lipo powered, so we'll see about that. But anyway, I've got a few things to change on the car, batteries to charge, and then it's away we go. So next time I see you, we'll be on location. See you in a bit. Bye for now. So just to clarify, another additional upgrade I'm going to put in my TT01 chassis, it won't be before the next run anyway, is this front one-way diff unit. It's specifically for the TT01 chassis. So that will go in probably before the next time I run the car, and see if that makes any difference. Again, it's more the drivetrain and the sort of the free running of it. I'll soon know a little bit more after I've done the car, run the car, sorry, with the ball diff. So anyway, just thought I'll slip this one in. Incidentally, there'll be a link in the description where you can buy these from my eBay shop. So anywho, we'll see you on track. Right, we're on location again. Nice day today. So I've just got the Sky RC running. Camera's on. Let's see what speed we can get. Stop, read 40 miles an hour. I'll try again. Let's try again. Whoops. Well, we are stuck now, aren't we? That's gone so far in there, I'm not even sure I'm going to get that out. It's gone flying in there. How do I do that? I've got no tools on me, no sticks anywhere. Woohoo! Man! Of all the places. Stop. Read. 40. It's not very stable. I think it's the trim. Whoops. "42 miles an hour. Can't keep it straight in a straight line under braking. It's going to wreck it otherwise. Coffee's got too hot. I just can't keep it stable under braking. 39, not good. Right, I think I'll have to call it a day. I think the problem is these wheels. At high speed, there's no way. I'll just rethink my plan. Shame. Ideal opportunity to get this going a bit quicker, but so that's it for now. Give it a clean up, back to the drawing board. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. So we're back from that escapade. I didn't enjoy that. I don't know what the hell's going on. It was a bit warmer out, everything was running a bit hotter. I think the ESC, it's a really cheap hobby ring 1060, so it's not going to set the world alight. It might set itself alight, but that was hot, and that was, I think, why I think there's an overheat cut-off or something, I don't know, I'm not sure about that, but it did start to run a bit, you know, it's like it half power where it got hot, obviously. But I'm more concerned about the braking or lack of it. I don't know what, even not braking, so I turned the ABS off so it didn't nip so quickly, and it just swaps ends. I mean, when it's going up, it only got up to 40, although it wasn't as successful in that respect, but it was an easier 40. So, but I couldn't hold the power because it got unstable. And as soon as you came off the throttle, it just spun, and then invariably went anywhere it wanted. To be honest, I was really gutted it went into that hedge, only because it wedged itself in there and I cut myself to pieces with legs trying to get it out. Good job it was brittle, but that wasn't enjoyable. And then it just wasn't stable, and so I don't know. So the only other option I've got now really is obviously speed-wise, it's probably not too bad, and I think it would go quicker if I could hold on to it for longer, as in power. So I don't really know. I mean, I might have to mess around with the braking side of it. It's just so unstable. It's four-wheel drive, so you would kind of like to think it would be stopping all four wheels simultaneously through the drivetrain. Well, I don't know, weight distribution, I mean, it might be at its limit. I mean, 40 mile an hour, I know it was a little bit quicker last time. I'm sure it was quicker last time. Is that kind of the limit of the chassis, or what it is? Remember, it's a TT01. So, clearly, you know, the ball diff, the one-way diff, is just nice to have. The one-way diff obviously wasn't on it when I was running it, but it's the stability. And then when I was revving the car, holding onto the car, you could see how much the tyres balloon. There's no foams in these, and they are just standard. You can buy off the shelf rubber tyres. You know, they're just not semi, isn't it? They're like a very soft, grooved, semi-slick. I don't know. They're not. They are treaded. As you can probably see there. Yeah. So the reason I'm a bit annoyed is because I had all the in my head. It should have been quicker, and it probably could have been. And the other issue is the way you do the run. Although you've got all that space, it seems like immense amount of space. You can't use it all because of the bumps and things. So you have to run it relatively close to the edges. I did try it across the centre a few times, and it just sort of hits turf. I did trim the body shells. It happens when it comes back. I've took a little bit more off all around it, or the front and the two sides anyway. So trying to stop the body shell from hitting anything. But that wasn't. I must admit, I'm a bit. So I'm more annoyed that it went into the hedges so often, and. Some of it maybe my driving, maybe, but I wasn't really doing a lot. As soon as I came off the throttle, the trigger, whichever you want to call it, it just went whichever way it wanted to go. The sort of the pendulum effect, and because it's still going fairly rapid, you know, it's probably still doing 40 or just under 35. You got no chance of stopping it, and it disappears off into wherever. So back to the drawing board. I'm going to still fit the one-way clutch. I suppose the next option's tyres. I don't know, maybe I don't really want to buy stuff for it though. Foam tyres, or is it setup? It could be shocks. Those shocks are not particularly, you know, they're just standard shocks. They're not Tamiya shocks, but they do fit Tamiya vehicles. So notice there's a little bit of leakage on them, not much, a little bit. I haven't really. Maybe I should make them softer, but if you make them softer, is the weight going too far away? Is that what's making it go all over the shop? They don't exactly work. Well, they do work alright. I mean, they do what they're supposed to do. Don't know, bit of a loss there really. I don't know whether to soften it up, strip the shocks down, just make the pistons a few more holes in them, clean them out and fill them back up. Or do I invest in some foam tyres to keep it stable? Is it not the tyres? Is it my driving? Or is it something else? It's the first time in a long time in all my RC racing, sim racing knowledge and everything I understand about it is kind of flapping around the wind at the moment. I don't think, maybe it's not soft, because I don't know if it's getting taken, to one side because of the bumps, and maybe the suspension's too soft. Do I stiffen it up? I don't personally know. Usually when you stiffen something up, it skips and hops and loses control. You need it to absorb some of the bumps, braking, all that kind of stuff. I'll have to hopefully see it on the video. Well, actually I'm recording this after the video, I haven't watched it yet, so it might make more sense, provided I've got the camera in the right position. Anyway, there we are, a little bit lackluster for me. 40 mile an hour, still a pretty hefty, it's a good speed to have in a TT02. And I should say, keep my head down and think about what to do about it. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you next time. Bye for now.